In September of 1719, somewhere across the northern Great Plains of North America, a young woman from Comanche tribe named Naru, she was trained as a healer, but that wasn't enough for her. She always dreamed of becoming a great hunter like her brother, Tabe. Naru herself is quite skilled in using a tomahawk as a thrown weapon, as she practices her skills every day. But she repeatedly hears voices from people, who tell her that she should be somewhere else, because she was trained as healer not a hunter. She has that instinct and strong desire to be where people tell her not to go. The more she hear no, the more she say wants to prove yes. She's eager to prove her worth to the tribe besides sexist assumption that a young woman can't assume such role in community. One day while she was chasing a racking deer with her dog named Sari, she saw the arrival of a thunderbird in the sky. Well, it's actually the predator ship. While practicing arrows with Tabe, she told him about the bird and took it as a sign that she is ready to prove herself. But Tabe was not sure. "You are not ready yet." Later in the day, disappointed Nuru saw an opportunity as the hunters group finds out one of their friend Puhi is missing. Suspecting he might attacked by mountain lion as says the foot traces, they all went together searching for Puhi. Nuru suddenly appears and insists to join, which is disapproved by other hunters, while Tabe agrees to take her with him as he leads the search party, convinced his group they may need a healer if the missing hunter isn't dead yet. After following the traces, sneaking towards jungle, they recover their wounded tribe member. He was injured marked with lion's paw on his chest, and the search party decided to depart towards their tribe. Nuru helps him with herbs, but surprised, why the lion left him injured but not dead. Only Nuru had these thoughts going on in her head. No one knew the mountain lion having temporarily been frightened off by an unknown chaser. That follows and observes the local hunters. While collecting the skulls of several local creatures, Tabe however decided to stay behind. Unaware of the situation, to find the mountain lion and complete the hunt. He advised Nuru to go with injured Puhi as he needs her help. Nuru saw a half-dead skin-tormented snake and footprint of something unusual. The other hunters believe it can be a huge bear, but Naru wasn't sure and circles back to find Tabe. She's worried, also warned his brother, what worse they might face. She found Tabe and told her how she saw a snake and footprint of something she never saw before. But Tabe wasn't convinced enough and told her, "I am not afraid of anything or whatever that may be, but right now, we are in lion's den, we have to deal with it first." They decided to get him out of his den and hunts him. But one must bait themselves on the tree. Tabe tells Naru it's her time for Katamiya, her wish to become a hunter. This is her only chance. Nuru puts her life at risk as she climbs on the tree while Tabe placing traps went far away. Out of nowhere the lion attacked one of the hunter and killed him right away. Now the big cat has her eyes on Nuru. As she battles the lion, she was distracted by burst of light. The lion jumped over Nuru, it got trapped and she falls and strikes her head on the stone. Tabe carries her home and returns back to that place to finish off the injured lion. Tabe come back with the head of dead lion, for which he is honored by the chief and the rest of the tribe. But Nuru wasn't happy. She's convinced that there is something more sinister than mountain lion hiding around. She tried to tell him it is something out there, not a bear, not a lion, but something different. However, Tabe is convinced, but she won't be part of it. On the next morning the desirous Naru stopped searching for the herbs, and promised herself to bring that unknown creature's head because no one believed in her. She secretly leaves her home along with her dog Sari. While the predator continues his hunt, it came across a wolf chasing rabbit. They fought each other, but the wolf wasn't a match for beastly predator, his head chopped off. The predator kept all the skulls of its dead opponents. While chasing her mystery, she comes across a herd of skinned bison. They were killed and their skin taken off. And she found bullet near it. She prays briefly over the wasted carcasses, planting a herb on the head of the nearest one, and continued her journey. Unaware of the predator following her traces, Nuru later, during at her search spot, saw a grizzly bear near the river below her viewpoint on a cliff. When she tries to launch an arrow at the bear, her bow snaps. The noise alerting the grizzly, the bear smells Naru and Sari and started running towards them. She is quickly cornered by the beastly bear. Sari runs for his life and the bear chasing him, in a moment while she recovers her bow due to her lack of experience. She immediately run away towards the safe point. She squeezes herself into a large thicket as the bear attacks. It is unable to reach her. The bear gets crazy. Suddenly, she watches as the bear is overpowered by the terrifying creature she was looking for. The fight between huge bear and the predator was shocking enough. Nura never saw anything like that before. The bear is killed by her stalker. She catches another mere glimpse of the stalker as the blood showering down from the bear's corpse covers in green and red when it was held up high by the predator, fleeing in horror, seeing the monster. She jumped into the river trying to get away from the predator's reach. It sees Naru and followed her. By reaching the bank of river, she finds a pack of Comanche hunters. They have sent by her brother Tabe to find her and bring her to the tribe. Naru explained how she saw a monster killing the bear with his bare hands. They laughed and said, "You are talking about monster from kid's story, as nothing such things exists." Naru knew they won't believe her, so she tried to get away from them. They had a fight and Naru was beaten. In the meantime, the predator reached her. Stalking what's happening, he identified his threat and attacked the hunters. The hunters fighting predator. Naru was trying to get her hands free. She ran towards one of the dead hunter and cut her hands loose. She was running for her life, but unfortunately her foot gets caught in a metal plat trap. The creature, seeing that she is no longer a threat, and leaves. The metal trap was placed by French voyageurs, who were the ones responsible for skinning the bison of their pelts, and they were searching for the predator. They find Naru and cage her. One of them can speak their language, they ordering their translator to question her about the creature. But she refuses to talk. Now the lead voyager reveals that he has Tabe prisoned as well and tortures him. They decided to tie both of siblings up as bait for the predator. The predator appears sneaking towards its bait, but his foot get caught by metal trap. The voyagers attacked him with guns, opened their fire and everything that they had. The creature used its advanced weapon arsenal. It was enough to fight them off and kills most of voyagers while Tabe and Naru escaped. Naru also rescues Sari from the voyagers' camp, and stumbles across the translator. He was injured but not dead. He begged for help, offered his gun for the exchange of medicine, and also teaches her how to use his pistol. Naru gives him a medic flower to stop the bleeding from his wounds, and for her surprise, she discovers that doing so also reduces a person's body heat, making it difficult for the creature to see one's heat signature. The creature fails to see the translator, with its thermal vision, but finds and kills him when he makes a noise, before Tabe comes in on horseback to help Naru. The siblings are able to weaken the creature by hitting him with their weapons. Naru comes to understand that the skull mask he wears controls the aim of his weapons. Before it uses its invisibility feature to hide and sneak up on Tabe, stabbing him through the back. Before dying, he gives Naru time to escape. Naru flees into the woods and finds the surviving lead voyager, who had previously tortured Tabe. Naru had a plan. She used him as bait to the predator and eat her orange flower, goes unnoticed when the predator was killing the voyager. She uses the translator pistol to attack the predator from behind as it revels in its kill, knocking the creature's mask off and stealing it, and runs deep into the woods to prepare for a final showdown. Fighting the predator was not an easy job, but somehow she has to survive and fight as per her plan. Naru was intelligent. She used all her knowledge of the creature's characteristics, tactics, and weaknesses. Naru plotted her plan into the same mud pit she had fallen into previously. The injured predator arrived, and the battle of revenge continues on either sides. The predator was injured but not down yet. Naru using all her skills to slay the beast, to avenge his brother's death, and for her pride she was seeking all these years. Her plan worked. She took the predator to the mud where she planted his mask, waiting for the perfect moment to get rid of him. The predator thought it's over and pointed his arrow gun towards Naru, unaware of his laser mask, and Naru waiting desperately for this moment. The creature dies of its wounds, and Naru chopped off its head and paints her face with its glowing green blood. She brings the head back to her tribe, who believed her to be dead, and hands over the translator flintlock pistol Yo, their tribal chief, and tells them that with the arrival of white men, it is time for them to find a new home. The tribe honors her victory as Naru. She was finally proud of herself as well, her mother and her tribe. She turns to face a young girl, as a glimpse of empowerment for the feminines. After the credits, dense clouds form in the sky as 3 predator ships fly in.